Guys, how we doing? Welcome back on the eve. Okay, we are a little bit more than 24 hours from kickoff on the biggest game that the U.S. men's national team has had in recent memory. Look at that. I got the scarf on, flag in the background. I'm showing my fanatic side today. Okay, back to the reality. 8.5 years waiting for this moment. Okay, all of us are on high alert, anxious, but it's showtime. Okay, and I'm going to give you my perspective when it comes down to our USMNT. I've been doing it for the past several years since the big COVID breakout hit and we were all locked in at home. Okay. First and foremost, it's a must win game for the U.S. men's national team. Okay. And that does not play to our strengths. Our coach is our defensive minded coach. It's evident with his lineup selections over the course of his cycle. The lack of creativity is something that I've talked on. We just need one goal tomorrow or multiple, depending on how the game plays out. Okay. First and foremost, creating goal scoring chances has been a huge problem. The lack of creativity in midfield, a huge problem. It's going to be a center stage tomorrow when we play Iran. They're going to be sitting more than likely in a deep block and inviting us to come and then breaking on the counter against very, very good players that they have. Let's do a little history check. So far this calendar year, when it comes to creating offense for our USMNT against worthy World Cup level opponents, I think we've played in 9 games, okay, and we've scored 4 goals. 3 of those 4 goals coming against Morocco in that friendly earlier this year. So literally, it's been 1 goal and 8. That is not a good sign heading into tomorrow in a must-win situation, knowing that we have to go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck, something that we did not do against England, something that we did not do against Wales, really, and something that we have not done historically during this cycle. So huge problem that we have to go and get the game. That's going to be a key component to look at. Obviously, our player personnel is a big problem. Obviously, our lineup selection is a big problem. We can throw Gio, we can throw Brendan Aronson, we can throw a lot of variables in there. But guys, collectively, this is a collective sport. We've struggled to create offense throughout the course of this calendar year. Okay, if we do a little review, the most recent games: 0-0 against England, the 1-1 game here against Wales, the 0-0 against Saudi Arabia in the September window, the 0-2 shellacking we took against Japan in the September window. I think we had a 0-0 game against Uruguay, the 3-0 win that I mentioned, where Timo Weah, I think Pulisic, and Aronson were the guys that started up top that day. No, Jesus Ferreira started, excuse me, that day. We played a game in Costa Rica, lost 2-0 this year. I think it was a 0-0 in the Azteca against Mexico, and our 2-0 loss to Canada. That is what it looked like. 9 games this calendar year, very little offense, okay? The other topic that stresses me out, guys, must-win situations. When has our U.S. men's national team been in a must-win over the course of this cycle or this calendar year? It's only been twice. It's only been in championship games against Mexico, and we didn't win either of those. We went to extra time. Tomorrow there is no extra time. It is a knockout round game because we have to win, but the tie does not go to us, so we cannot play not to lose like we've been doing historically. And a big frustration for me when we aren't aggressive, when we aren't dictating games, when we aren't the ones that are going to go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck, which has been a big problem. Yep. Sorry, guys, I had a little house cleaning, knocking at the door. It's okay, room service or whatever it is. Let me get back on track here. We have not had to go and get the game by the scruff of the neck against anybody relevant this calendar year, minus Mexico, and we needed overtime to do it in both of those games. Okay, um, doesn't bode well in that circumstance. Um, Again, another factor could be it's going to be an Iran home game. Okay, seeing these games at the World Cup, the teams here from the region, from the Middle East, the Asian teams, the African teams, they have massive support here. I calculate it's going to be 80% Iranians in the stadium tomorrow. And again, we have struggled when it hasn't been in our home confines of Minnesota or in our home confines of Austin. So let's hope that we have a good start to the game. That is going to be key because we're playing in a hostile environment. I'm not even going to get into the political side of this situation and what it could bring to the table and how that can affect the game. I saw in the presser with Tim Ream and the Walker Zimmerman, it was 80-90% about that and 10% about football. When the whistle blows, guys, it's going to be all about football, and we'll see what our guys can bring to the table. Okay. Lastly, guys, again, I don't want to be negative Nancy. It's going to come down to a perfect 90 minutes plus from the players, but more importantly, in these types of games, for the manager, Greg Berhalter, and his staff. They have to be spot on in terms of the game plan, in terms of execution of the game plan, and then more likely than not, when things aren't going your way, or even if we do have the result we need with a goal or up late in the game, how do we see it out? Okay, he had to make the right choices, whether we tweak the lineup or whether we tweak the tactics, whether it's a substitution, because there is no tomorrow. There's no going back on this decision. This is a huge game for Berhalter and his staff. This is a huge game for all the players on our men's national team, something they have not been used to playing on this stage. And I hope that they could put on their big boy pants and execute and take us to the next round, because that would be the bare minimum that we all set out for, is getting out of our group. Okay. Um, Lineup prediction, guys. I don't see much of a difference going into this game. We can't make many changes. The team that started has started for a reason. I don't see reason to change the back row right now. See reason to change Matt Turner. It's going to be the same. So let's name it: the Jedi Anthony Robinson, Tim Ream, the Walker Zimmerman, and Serginho Dest. Tyler Adams +10, obviously. In midfield, knowing what we know, we have to go get the result. We have to break somebody down. But I don't see our national team deviating from the MMA, because you don't want to go down a goal. You want to have continuity, keep yourself in the game, and then go after it later. That's not my line of thinking. That's the staff's line of thinking, I'm sure. So I don't see any changes coming in midfield. And up top, Christian and Timo will probably be starting. Who will accompany them? I saw a lot of opinions that maybe Timo should play the 9 and slide in Brendan Aronson. Guys, it's hard to make changes now when that hasn't been rehearsed or worked on. So I don't see that happening. It'll probably be Josh Sargent. I doubt it'll be Jesus Ferreira. Could be, if we're expecting them to sit deep to combine in the final third. It'll all depend on what our staff, again, thinks the ultimate solution is to break down Iran and their deep block, and then obviously chop them on counters and in transitions. Prediction. I know it was negative. I know I painted a dark picture, but I still see it working out for our guys. I still see our guys having a little bit more quality in terms of the collective. We just have to make one or two big plays, guys. One or two big plays in the final third. One or two big plays in transition on the counter. One or two big plays on set piece offense, because that's what has characterized us over the last, 40 years of my existence. Winning the game on grit, winning the game on set pieces, winning the game on counterattacks. I don't see us breaking it down and being a super team tomorrow and creating 20, 25 goal scoring chances. That's not going to happen. So let's go with a 2-1 result for our USMNT to get us to the knockout rounds, to get us to the second tournament, to get us a date with the Netherlands, who will surely smash Qatar and win that group. And then you go. Knockout round football, anything can happen. So Serginho Dest gets his dream matchup against his country, his home country, and we get a go. Triple G, Berhalter against Louis van Gaal. All right, guys, I hope you enjoy the preview. If there's anything relevant in the next 24 hours after the pregame pressers for Queiroz and Greg Berhalter, if there's anything else that comes to my mind, I will go ahead and chime in again, okay? Vamos, 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 vamos. 3 points tomorrow, and we're straight in. Bye, guys.